What's up, everybody? This is the most professional wrestler, Brian Myers, and you're watching the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast.
You're watching the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, Ryan, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is H2P, N.R.D., and welcome to the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, episode 104. We tried to get this interview 100 episodes ago to the date, but we finally have the most professional guest in the history of the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Our guest tonight for episode 104, the most professional wrestler hailing from Queens, New York, Mr. Brian Myers. Brian, welcome to the broadcast.
What's up, boys? How are you? And Puppet, it's good to be here.
Yes, my friend Brian, it's so good to have you on the show. I know that my human Tom grows his hair out just like your hair.
I'm a little upset my friend Dylan isn't here to enjoy this. He loves puppets, so.
Tell Dylan Harold, duh, Puppet, says hello there.
He was the star of Muppets Most Wanted. Have you ever been in a movie?
Yeah, I was in 7 movies. 3 Ninjas, 3 Ninjas 2, 3 Ninjas 3, 3 Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain, starring Hulk Hogan and Jim Varney, and then the other ones too.
All right, did not see that answer coming, but all right, touche.
Yes, we had Dylan on back at episode 17. I think that's before Harold joined. No,
that was
pre-Harold. Yes,
it was barely
I was not there for him, and it made me very sad.
I'm sorry. We only have room for so many celebrities. I'm sorry, Harold. But our main celebrity tonight is Mr. Brian Myers. So, Brian, you are in the same Facebook group as us, the Micro Brawler fan group, 1,000 members strong and growing. Now, we asked your broski, Matt Cardona, this same question a few weeks back when he was on. A lot of people in the group, we've made our opinions clear that we don't think this, but a lot of people say that the major pod is responsible for an oversaturation or ruining of the Micro Brawler game. So the floor is yours to just answer any of those critics and, just whatever you'd like to say to them.
I think it's actually the opposite. I think we should be thanked for evolving this product that we saw that we liked, and we saw a lot of potential in it. And not that Ryan and Pro Wrestling Tees aren't, awesome, but merchandise, beyond t-shirts at this point, several months ago, years ago, weren't their wheelhouse. And we were like, these things are really cool and highly collectible, and people clearly love them. We saw so much more, and I think that's what we brought to the table. The better packaging, the chases. I think if you step back and look at it, I think maybe it doesn't even make sense, because if you're a completist, we've still brought you so many more characters and things. So I don't know what anyone's beef would be with us, except the fact that they have to, obtain all these if they were to be a completist. And I don't think many people are left being completists of these.
It's like Highlander. They're one day there'll only be one, I think.
There's one on here right now. There's one left. It's not me.
Honestly, and not that I'm trying to bury these guys, but the Pro Wrestling Tees employee ones, I think, was the final death blow, right?
Yeah.
I'll say this: the Frank Spahik one is one of my favorite brawlers.
I love that one.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're not cool and toyetic, but I think that's the final one where it's like, okay, you don't have to collect every. I think that was like the sign, like, okay, guys, this is over. You don't have to feel obligated to have every single one of these. Collect at your own, will and discretion.
Exactly.
I think it was one of the Franks, either Frank Spahik or everybody's least favorite person, except mine, Frank the Clown.
Yeah, Frank too.
People were so mad about that.
Yeah,
We
I
love
agree.
Frank,
I mean, friends don't let friends collect Frank the Clown merchandise. That's for sure.
But I have terrible friends though. So a lot of people will say that Frank the Clown has some of the most wild hair in the history of brawler collecting. But we talked to the creator of Micro Brawlers, David Stankin, and he told us about these bad boys a couple years ago. So we'd like to know, what was your thought when you first saw it? Because he said you were literally flaming mad, and that's how they got these titles.
Yeah.
Tell us about these.
Not that I don't love redheads. My wife's a beautiful redhead, and my daughter is a stunning little redhead. And my beard is quite red, and I always think when you're doing the likeness of me, I always think to do a little contrast with the beard and the hair. I think it always helps with my likeness. Early on when we designed the what was it, the singles and the 4-pack, Ryan had showed us that. I said, oh dude, like, oh no, that can't, like, the orange in my facial hair and my hair can't be the same color as the orange in my gear. I was like, that looks terrible and not accurate and whatever. And he changed it. I honestly never thought about it again. Then months later, he goes, what do you want to do with all these? I said, all of what? I was like, I thought that was like prototype, like one of one. He goes, no, we have them all made, ready to go. Are you serious? I said, what? I said, well, how about this? I said, why don't you put, like, let's just, full transparency, say, oops, we fucked up on these, like, check it out. And these are fucked up edition, which it literally says on the packaging, which I'm very proud of. Brian loved the idea, went with it, ran. And then the other crazy thing, and that's a true testament to the micro brawler community, I was like on vacation with my family, so I wasn't very attached to my phone. But when they went on sale, I thought nothing of it. I'm thinking, like, how many, like, who really cares about these Brian Myers brawlers that are, not accurate? But I think because we leaned into it and made it really fun, the next thing I know, he's like blowing up saying, oh, they sold out. I'm like, sold out? What? Like, I thought this was gonna be like something that was gonna live on Pro Wrestling Tees forever, but sold out, I want to say within the hour or something crazy like that. So
they were also a cheap price too. I think they were like $7.99 or something
maybe,
like that.
Yeah. So either way, pretty wound up being a pretty fun thing, but I had no idea. I literally thought it was a prototype, like sample that I said no to, not no, oh, you got 300 of these made. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's a record for the price tag on the micro brawler. But I believe also, not only is that the only record you hold in the micro brawler community, but we believe, I think, Ryan, you said you have the record for most micro brawlers made, of people that are alive. People that are alive. I believe Randy Savage has more than you.
How does Matt Cardona not have the same amount as me?
I think the effed up version
because the
helped you.
The effed up version put you over the top. So,
so
if he ever gets uppity with you and saying like, "Oh, I'm an Intercontinental champion," you can say that I have more micro brawlers made of me. So,
I think Colt's coming for the crown, though.
That's interesting.
Seems like Colt's coming for the crown.
Colt's like definitely making moves.
I as the major whatnot every Monday, we spoke to Matt Cardona about this. Pro Wrestling Tees released the whatnot exclusive Colt Cabana. Is there any possibility that we could be getting some exclusive whatnot major figures coming soon?
Well, we do have the major crate coming. That was a big success. I mean, maybe almost 2 years ago now. It was a big success. Taking a while to get all these items and decide what items and then get them actually made and designed and whatever. But that crate will have 2 micro brawlers, and I will drop this bombshell on you guys. Both have chases, so technically 4.
Yeah.
And now it's just we can see it in the comments.
I won't say who or what or who they are or anything like that, but technically 4 micro brawlers possible in those crates.
Can you give us a hint as to who it might be?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if I give you $1?
Well, I'm hoping one's you.
I think
Cardona told us it's going to be existing people who already have brawlers, I believe.
He said
I hope we get one. We need you to stay the
new
champ.
molds, I think is what he said exactly.
Okay.
Probably
We're
just
getting little nuggets here from everyone.
All right.
We need something for a teaser reel for Instagram.
Yeah.
Rather not.
But yeah, so speaking of figures, obviously we know you're the Scottie Pippen of wrestling figure collecting. Is there something in your collection that, anytime you just see it, you just smile knowing that you have it, whether it doesn't have to necessarily be the most expensive thing in your collection, the most valuable thing, but what is your most favorite item?
I always say it's that my ECW Chris Candido figure signed because he is my favorite wrestler. He was the first guy ever trained me, ever got in the ring with, all kinds of sentimental reasons like that. So, and if you count the FTC, which I barely count, it's his only figure, so I think that's really cool. I have the autographed one, and it's just especially that he's passed on, it's not like something that everybody has. I think it's a cool item.
Definitely.
And I like the uniqueness of being a Chris Candido fan too, It's not like I'm like, well, I like The Rock, it's just a little more unique.
It is a niche item.
Yeah.
And speaking of just niche items in a way, I just wanted to touch on like how you said you were a Chris Candido fan to have that figure. We know that you were one of the backers of the Don West micro brawler. Unfortunately, we lost Don recently. And so just how did this come to be? How'd you wind up getting the Don West micro brawler made as well?
So we told a little bit on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast this week. Wherever you get your podcast, please download, subscribe, listen to that. But so Matt and I just always loved Don West. We didn't work for TNA and its back in its day when he was there, but we loved Don West. I think anybody who's a fan of the merchandise and stuff just loved the way he was. He went about it. And I remember him when I was a kid watching him on like Shopping Network, pushing trading cards and stuff. Like I remember that summer in '98 with McGuire and Sosa, and he was always pushing, Mark McGuire. And I'm up late, like watching it, just loving it. And then he, randomly is the TNA announcer. I'm like, what? The trading card guy? So then when we started the podcast, we started doing merch, which is another thing I didn't even think was going to be a thing or ever take off, but it just so happened it did. And we had this stomp package of stuff. We're like, how can we make this special? Blah, blah, blah. And we started brainstorming, like, Don West would be cool. I wonder what he's up to. And then we asked Jeff Jarrett to connect us with him. And then we only ever talked to him on the phone and stuff. And he was so cool and so gracious. And if you've ever seen that little spot he did for us, it's unbelievable the effort he puts in and just absolutely like kills it. Pretty awesome. And then we just kept in touch with text like anyone else. And then when we found out he was ill, couple months ago, we decided, wouldn't it be cool if he had a micro brawler? There's a lot of TNA representation, a lot of like throwback TNA representation in the micro brawlers. Like, it'd be really cool. So we had our designer TTD whip it up like ASAP, got it going, got him and his wife to okay it, and they were all on board for it. And I explained to him what we were trying to do, and all the proceeds went to Don. So it was a 2-week pre-order, and it was pretty cool. And then I have a voicemail on my phone that will be on my phone as long as I have this phone, and my service will let me have it. But it's Don thanking us when he got the money and stuff, that he was just really blown away by the contributions and stuff. So pretty cool.
That was an awesome pre-order. And I would like to just clarify a statement I made, because I was buried on your podcast because I made a comment that I said I had mentioned how I would prefer it if the tie was a different color to pop. But then you called me out and said, like, man, that's his genetic. And I literally just,
dude,
I was on it.
But you weren't the only one. There was a lot of those comments. Like, why would you make the shirt and the tie the same color? I'm like, because that's all he ever did. Go look at any photo of him.
My inbox blew up like, they're killing you on this podcast. I was like, what? Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God.
My happiest moment of the year.
Thank you. I'm glad I made the puppet happy with that one. But yeah, I mean, go back and look at any photo of Don West. He always matched his tie and his shirt, and they were always wild, shiny colors.
Yep. I'm expecting, like, on the next one now, like a Don West brown bag special, because I just vividly remember I got there was like a triple threat match between Christian, Sting, and Kurt Angle one year, like Bound for Glory. They give away 3 T-shirts, 3 autographs, and 3 DVDs for $20.
I remember being watching that stuff.
I still have those autographs, right?
Yeah, yeah. I remember like just being a fan and seeing those commercials and being like, they can't be making any money. I don't understand how, like, this is like giving away merchandise.
You just must have like a mountain of stuff somewhere.
They it's all gone, and High Spots bought a lot of it at like cents. Yeah. High Spots. If you need a random Robbie E T-shirt, High Spots has it.
High Spot, or that's the space to go. Another place to go if you're trying to become a wrestler is Create a Pro, the academy that you created alongside Pat Buck. Obviously, you've got an all-star lineup of alumni. You've got Chris Statlander, MJF, Max Caster, friend of the show, Leo Sparrow. What is it like as a trainer and owner of the academy to see that your students have the success that they're having on the level that they're having as well?
It's super special. It's something I don't know. You don't even think about it. Like, I just love wrestling. So like they're there, I'm talking, and I'm just just vibing, basically. You know what I mean? I'm just telling them everything that I learned and the mistakes I, learned from the mistakes that I made. And at the time, they're barely acquaintances, you know what I mean? And then the years go by, and it's like they become friends and polished wrestlers and get contracts. It's just kind of crazy to how it all, happens almost so fast. But super proud of everybody. And Create a Pro has been a very like protected, special place, and it's never been set up for like financial gain, and I think that's kind of what it's never been, this like carny cash grab, you know. So I think that's the positive intentions of it, I want to say, is what's kept it so special for so long. It's honestly going to always be that way.
Definitely.
Have you guys ever trained a puppet to be a professional wrestler?
I mean, we've had some people come through those doors with probably less athletic ability than you, Mr. Puppet. So
I'm so strong. I have a treadmill and a punching bag, and sometimes I run on it and I hit it like this. Bam!
Well, that's
It's
a start.
incredible.
It's a work though, so be careful. I don't want you to hurt nobody.
I've been attacked by Harold. He throws a mean left jab. Just saying.
Man.
So, I do want to ask, with your micro brawler collection, what do you have a rule when it comes to collecting?
I have a couple rules.
Okay.
Friends or wrestlers that I love, so that
Okay.
kind of opens the floodgates to a lot.
Okay.
Like Hasbro era WWF guys
Okay.
and ECW alumni.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
And I'll
makes
be
it-
honest, I'm in the midst of this renovation of my house, and I'm gonna have to redo everything when it's all said and done. And I'm thinking about I have autographed WWF Hasbro collection. Like, I don't think I need these Hasbro guys. They might be on the chopping block.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watch your whatnot all the time.
Especially like we said it, you know, to start this whole thing. There's a lot of micro brawlers now. You know what I mean? There's a lot.
It's like 350 almost now.
Yeah.
That's it. I thought it'd be even more.
Yeah,
Well, as
we're
of
at-
January of last
release,
year, we
not
had
like-
232. So
We're at 331. Mercedes Monet, we're at 331.
Oh yeah, today they were.
Now we're at 400 now.
But so to roll back to my question about collecting micro brawlers, I tried to make a pitch to your tag team partner, Matt Cardona, when we had him on, in trying to get rid of my Samoa Joe Chase. Would you have any interest potentially in this for a trade?
I don't actually.
Okay, worth a shot.
Yeah,
one day, Dave.
One day.
I'm just today's years old. Like, why is he not in AEW packaging?
I guess technically it's Ring of Honor packaging.
Yeah, that's what
Whoa.
Ring of Honor
What
wrestler.
the
First
heck
one.
is going on here?
Are you interested now?
No, still not. But I'm learning.
I feel like
What
there's not much
What if I
difference
throw in a
between,
Wrestling Nerd Broadcast
oh,
pog?
there you go.
I'm okay. A pog. I'm impressed with that. But
Just
no,
saying.
no thanks.
Okay. So, yeah, that's so I'll take the loss on that. But so somebody who took a big win is your tag team partner again. Matt Cardona won the Don Wilson Big Win of the Year award at our Herald's award ceremony last week for his win over Joey Janela, GCW, in which you helped Matt win that match.
Sure.
Do you think that you and Broski are going to be celebrating a big win at Hard to Kill this Friday and become the Impact Tag Team Champions?
Well, that's the plan. You know, we're former SmackDown Tag Team Champions, former Raw Tag Team Champions. I'm a former TNA Tag Team Champion, but I would really like to complete it with Matt, you know, and we can really, you know, cement our legacy as a tag team. You know what I mean? And I think that's the missing piece right now.
Could be. It could happen this Friday on pay-per-view, January 13th. Friday the 13th. We wish you well in that match, Brian. Fatal four-way against Heath and Rhino, the major players, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Bullet Club, Ace Austin and Chris Bay. So we're going to wrap it up before we give you the floor to promote all your stuff. We're going to do our top 3 Tuesday, and I believe you gave us a top 3 Tuesday of sports characters you want made into micro brawlers.
Sure.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah. Can I just say this honorable mention though?
Of course.
Chris Statlander needs a micro brawl.
Absolutely.
That is the biggest truth I've ever heard.
Yeah. What's up with
Absolutely.
that? Because
She
do
is
have,
super
you know,
talented.
obviously I collect all my students' stuff. I think she's a
I think
glaring
MJF
omission.
do one too. I think MJF's do another. I mean, he just got the one with the devil, but just like
but that's like a novelty. That doesn't count.
yeah, that one's super outdated now.
Yeah.
I mean, he wore that red suit on him on Dynamite last night. Just
I
so-
don't know. I
True.
just think True.
The likeness on that old
It's a little
MJF
off.
brawler's a little off too. Yeah.
yeah, it's a
He
little
looks like-
faux hockey.
Yeah.
He
Bro,
looks like a
display.
that's
vampire.
what I'm about to say. People call it the tyrant. The tyrant.
Yeah. That's rough. That's rough.
He's Team Jacob in Twilight. Yuck.
And he just
Oh, man.
deserves so much better than that. But
Wow.
anyway,
But Brian, so as our guest this week, we'll give you the opportunity. Would you like to go first, or would you like to go last?
I'll go last. Let me hear some of your guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nick, because of you're an outstanding Commanders fan and you've got a mascot now, I'd like to hear your top three.
Oh, Major Tutty, man. Don't be making fun of Major Tutty. I don't want to say that I never claimed the Commanders. You can put that on me. I'm at a pause. I'm at a pause on football franchises right now. But all right. Well, if we're gonna talk Washington football franchise, I don't want to get in trouble on here. We'll go Sean Taylor. That would be my first. That was my favorite growing up. I mean, I love Sean Taylor. I mean, then let's see. We'll go. What about a Brawl for It All Butterbean?
Ooh, that's a solid pick.
like just
And
not
that's
far
like,
gun out. But
I feel like that could easily be a reality.
Yeah.
I would love.
And let's go. What about Shaquille O'Neal? And they could do it like a little bit taller, like they did Andre.
Yeah, but what jersey? What jersey is he wearing?
Oh, they could do they could do Chase versions.
Yeah, you could do it like the Randy Savage release, just a different one every 2 hours.
I've been watching that Shaq series on HBO. Very good, by the way. I didn't even realize at the end there he was on like a ton of teams, like the Celtics and stuff. I don't even remember that. I was like,
Celtics, Cavs, the Suns.
Yeah,
I played for the Beijing Sharks at one point.
Good Lord, I didn't remember that at all.
So that's a solid three there. Nick, Harold, how about you? We know you're the biggest sports fan here.
Oh yeah, I watch like 40 hours of sports every 10 years. It's incredible. My number one sportsman to be made into a brawler should be obvious. It is Dennis Rodman. You can do a chase where he's in his own wedding dress.
Ooh.
My number two is got to be Pat Morita from The Karate Kid.
I guess karate's a sport. Okay.
It's a Olympic sport.
Number three has to be the one and only, the best mascot to ever live is I don't know his name. The guy from the Philadelphia hockey team. Gritty?
Gritty? Yes,
yeah,
Gritty.
I want a Gritty micro brawler. He's like a big fat saucy version of me.
Wow.
It's a random one. All right. Ryan, how about you? What is your top three?
I think it's the only time I've been mad at Harold for stealing my Rodman.
Was it Gritty?
I was gonna say you ain't choosing Gritty.
I'm going Rodman anyway because you could do jerseys, you could have bowls, you could have NWO stuff. A lot of hair color variations with the chase. So I'm going Rodman. Love him. Next pick from the MMA world, Clay Guida. I like Randy Couture, but Clay Guida is more toyetic. A lot of people liken him to
Clay Guida looked like a legit caveman.
Exactly. The caveman commercials. Toyetic. And then third one, obscure, maybe 1991 Dodgers, Eddie Murray. It's my favorite player of all time.
That's
Switch
cool.
hitter like I was. So I go Eddie Murray. With that afro hanging out the hat.
Fantastic top three. So for my top three, he is a finalist for the Football Hall of Fame. I'm going to go with Rondé Barber of my Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wow.
Number two, as big of a Jordan fan as I was in the 90s, I was equally big of a fan of Horace Grant because he had glasses playing basketball and I had glasses playing basketball. So I'd like to declare myself the Horace Grant of wrestling figure collecting officially today. Put that on the podcast. And then last but not least, he was recently named the New York Yankees captain. Oh, captain, my captain, number 99, Aaron Judge. And Brian, I would like to invite you to a Mets-Yankee game, either at Citi Field or Yankee Stadium, whichever you prefer. You let me know. It's my treat. I can't guarantee great seats, but I will treat.
Wow. What an offer. All right, is it my turn here?
It's your turn, sir.
Well, I have to go with my childhood favorite, Mike Piazza, New York Mets. I don't know if I want him in catching gear or batting. That is a tough call. I'm gonna have to go with my favorite Mets manager of all time, but I'm gonna put a little thing on this, Bobby Valentine, but he's got the glasses and the mustache.
The mustache, yes.
From when he got ejected and came back into the game. That's the best of all time. And then I'm gonna throw a real monkey wrench in this. How about a Brian Pillman on the Calgary, was it the Stampeders or something?
Ooh.
Or a Cincinnati Bengals?
Cincinnati Bengals.
You could make a little chase. You could make a chase. You could do them both. That'd be kind of cool.
Those are three solid brawlers. So yes, of course, everyone let us know your top three Tuesday in the comments.
I'll make an honorary mention.
Oh,
Mongo McMichaels.
Ooh.
He was on
Mongo.
my
That would be
list.
cool. And I think I said they should do something like you did with Don West for Mongo because I know
Honestly, they really should. I got to. I'll talk to some people.
But
see what I can do.
how cool like a Mongo with the WCW with the leather jacket and like the bike coat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if a Mongo Brawler
He's
comes
got
out
he's got to have the 4 horseman fingers. Yeah.
with the Chihuahua too, would be great.
Yeah,
That'd be
there you
cool.
go.
Yeah.
So if a
Sweet.
Mongo McMichael Brawler comes out in the next 6 months, don't blame the Major Pod, blame the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast,
There you go.
everyone. We want the
Yeah.
smoke. So
We'll
Brian, the
take it.
floor is yours to promote whatever you'd like, Twitter, Instagram,
Honestly,
whatnot,
guys,
all that.
at Myers_wrestling on social media. I got too much stuff going on to promote. I mean, the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, Impact Wrestling, Creative Pro Wrestling Academy. It's a lot, you know. Yeah, Major Bendy's toy line. It doesn't end with me. I absolutely love wrestling, so I'm involved in every which way possible known to man. So I appreciate the support of everybody.
Yes, absolutely, Brian. It's been a pleasure to have you on this week. Of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, share it with your friends. Of course, check us out on all the platforms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at WNRDB. Of course, join our Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB. And of course, while you're buying your major merch, check out our merch on ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, hats, hoodies, t-shirts, and so much more. So until next time, on behalf of myself, the King of the Nerds, the voice, Dave Canning, the founding father, Mr. Nick Carpenter, the Michael Brawler scholar, Mr. Ryan Crossley, and of course, our commissioner, Mr. Harold the Puppet, and the most professional wrestler and professional guest we've ever had on this broadcast, Mr. Brian Myers. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
Can't
Perfect.
top that.
Don't-
Wow.
Don't
How you
stop
doing?
recording.
Oh, wait, what?
Don't
What,
stop
Ryan?
recording.
Oh, jeez. Oh, he's got a bonus question for you. I'm so sorry.
Patreon bonus. Here we go.
All right.
Three questions.
Go for it.
Because we know you had a huge hand in getting Candido's Brawler made,
Yep.
and the awesome, the cool variation, the skippish version.
Yep.
But has a conversation started with Shane Douglas?
I think Shane's coming in great, man.
Hey, he's coming in that crate.
I don't
You at least
think,
talk to him.
I
I
don't.
know he's
So,
FWF.
so Shane's like a caveman. Everything that you talk to him about, it takes like a lot of explaining. Like we're in the process of explaining Major Bendy's to him. We're working on that diligently, and it's he actually sent me a text this week that was like I had to like sit down and really process it. So I'm doing my best. I see him enough and talk to him enough to get things done. It just takes a lot of work, and that I think would be very doable. Yes.
I'm still holding out with Balls Mahoney with the fork.
That's
what I
another balls. I've looked into the balls thing, like same thing, kind of along the lines of like Don West, like where I'm like, well, his fans would buy balls t-shirts.
I would love a balls.
Of
Yes.
and I try to get his store set up so like some of the funds can go to his son.
Nice.
I've run into hiccups trying to get that done too. So, not everyone's so savvy in the world of PayPal and how things work.
We appreciate your fight
Yeah.
for the good brawler.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
We've
Yeah.
heard that, like with Arn Anderson, they said certain guys, especially, or not. That's the case.
The
with
honky
Shane,
talk
old
man
school-
taking
old school
cash.
guys,
So
yeah.
I'm
Just
sure Arn's
carny
like, well,
stuff.
well, could you
It
pay
takes-
me in cash?
Yeah, wasn't the hockey talk man having people send him like the brawler plus $20 in the mail and
I'm
mail
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. These guys they're set in their ways,
I hate that
Yeah.
so much.
Okay, I was just hoping a conversation happened. He's top 3 for me, Shane Douglas Brawler. Okay, next question. Maybe we won't put this on Patreon. I don't know. It's kind of weird. An extremely painful moment from my childhood. I don't know if you're the right guy to ask about this. I don't know. I feel safe with you.
Okay.
So it's something I blocked out. I found out it was like a scar, deep scar. I didn't realize like 15 years later, it comes to surface. Sorry, getting choked up.
Oh my God.
What's that, guys? Come on.
What the plug?
The Major I ran out. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Yankee Cup. Ugh.
I have root beer tonight. I'm sorry. Terrible
Yeah.
person.
Okay, this scar, this is a major travesty in my life. It was okay. WrestleMania 12 main event. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. You know the story, right?
Of course.
60 minutes expired, and then a very non-professional move by Gorilla Monsoon coming out randomly, willy-nilly, never mentioned in the promo, saying we need a restart.
It's overtime.
which I don't believe was, yeah, exactly. It's never mentioned, never in the contract. So I'm curious if you would join my movement, my petition to overturn that decision. And before you answer yes or no, your choice here dictates if you get into the the WNRD gummy bear brawl for dolls. I don't want to put that over your head. The yes and no dictates that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's the way it goes. You don't know what that is probably, but would you verbally sign that petition to overturn the decision?
I unfortunately cannot do that. I love Bret the Hitman Hart. He's top 5 for me, but Shawn Michaels is too. And in that time, 12-year-old me, very excited to have a new champion and someone who's never been champion before. So on top of that, the boyhood dream. I literally have the boyhood dream Rob Schamberger painting hanging in my playroom as inspiration. So I cannot take that away.
He's still a little boy. I see how he signs his name. Still
That's true.
boyish.
Like I said, people don't change.
Nice, Richard.
One more quick thing. Weird thing to mention that I dressed up for you, but this is a wardrobe thing here. The RVD shorts.
I have those same
Bucks,
shorts.
Yeah,
the same shorts.
This compliments him. Just saying, the Young Bucks there. Just saying.
Yes, I have the same
thank
RVD
you, sir.
shorts. And, shit! You want to see what I'm wearing?
Oh boy.
The boyhood dream shorts. Fuck yeah. And I didn't even know that. I had to look down and figure
That's
that out.
how you get a petition not signed.
Yeah.
You have no part in this. That's
all good.
sorry.
It's too late for
man.
But yes, thank you, Brian,
Yes,
so
thank
much
you
for
so
coming
much.
on. We appreciate it.
No, it's fine, guys.
We'll send you the link when we publish this. It has been a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, sure, guys.
Awesome.
Have a good one, all right?
You too.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.